What's happening, everybody? You already know who it is. It's your boy Q Walker, and as usual, as always, I got my guy, Mr. Black Lives Matter,
Big facts.
aka Ralph in the building. Go introduce yourself, my guy, Ralph, real
Hey,
quick.
what's up, world? That's all I gotta say. What's up, world?
What's happening? So let's get right on into things. It's been kind of a slow week for sports, but the good news is, when out of everything that's going on, the sports is about to really take off. You got baseball,
Baseball's
foot.
already
Yeah,
playing.
so I was gonna say you got baseball right now, so that's giving us a little bit of something. I'm pretty sure as they go along, more storylines will start to pop up, and then of course, NFL training camp is about to kick off. The rookies are about to report here. I think on the 25th is when a lot of rookies start to
I
report
think
to
so.
camp.
Yeah.
Minnesota Vikings only have one rookie to report, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. And then
Is
you
that
got
facts? Is that a factual statement?
for right now they only have one signed rookie on their roster.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
but yeah, that like
Okay.
I said, that's a different story for a different day. And then of course you have the King James Invitational that's about to kick off here at the end of the
That's
month.
cute. Is that what they call it? The King James invitation. That's
I don't
cute.
know, but I just thought about that off the top of my head. The
Oh my
King James
god.
Invitational
That was
is.
easy for you off the top of your head. That was easy. He stay in your head. He stay on your mind.
I mean, shoot, we talk to each other almost every other day.
I don't know. You and
Oh,
Uncle Shay Shay.
hey, man, I'm trying to tell me, him, Maverick
There
Carter,
there he
Randy, we all,
goes.
man,
There
we
he
all.
goes.
It's
There
a
he
group chat.
goes.
I'll show y'all later. But the good news about the NBA restart is, I don't know if you've seen this, Ralph, is that out of the 346 players that got tested on July 13th, they came all the tests came back negative. So it does seem like that we
Is
about
that a
to.
coincidence?
Nah, it ain't a coincidence. Nah, they
Okay.
with Russ and then James Harden with them
Okay.
testing. I think everything saying they had to put out a report to make it look like we good to go. But now
Okay.
we will have a King James Invitational here
It is
soon.
good to hear, though.
Yeah, oh, it's great to hear. So that means it's a full go. We'll get to the NFL and
Can you stop
everything.
calling it that, though? It's
It's,
not the King James Invitational, bro.
Everybody else
The
is playing
Lakers
for.
not even gonna win, so why would you call it that?
Everybody else is playing for second. So I mean,
Okay.
it is what it is. We appreciate y'all participating. Um,
This guy's disrespectful, man.
I'm just saying we'll send them home with a participation trophy and whatnot. I mean, it's cool. I
Hey, if
mean,
you don't win, that's all you're gonna get.
hey man, like Ricky Bobby said, if you ain't first, you're last. So the Clippers
Absolutely.
are last, and of course, so let's get right on into it. Like I said, with NFL training camp soon to kick off here, there was a question. Zeke made a statement last week. I want to say it was, and he was talking about how he felt so disrespected about people saying that he's not the same back anymore, and he feels like he's still an elite back. He said no disrespect to all the other running backs out there, but he still feels like he's an elite back. So with that being said, as we get B Legend on into the scene with his
What's, oh my
with his
God.
with his leprechaun hat, and then as we get Daniel in here as well. Oh, okay. Well, Daniel, well, I don't know what he just got done doing, but
That's what I was about to say. Come on, man.
so as we pose the question, I'm gonna put it up to you as the fellas get situated and adjusted in here. Ralph,
Yes, sir.
who is the better running back, Saquon or Zeke Elliott?
Right now, I might go with Saquon.
Why?
Speed,
So you saying Zeke is
agility.
slow?
I'm not saying he's slow. I'm saying as far as speed, agility, I like Saquon's vision. I feel like Zeke has benefited from being behind that Cowboys offensive line, which is considered one of the better offensive lines in the NFL. I'm not taking anything away from Zeke by choosing Saquon over him, but at this point in their career, I would rather have Saquon than Zeke.
Wow, I'm gonna get to that in a second. B, Lucky Leprechaun hat.
What's happening? What's happening?
Who is the better running back, Zeke or Saquon?
That's hard
Who?
because
Yeah, I was like
He said,
Zeke.
"What is that? A half shirt."
I came in the show like Zeke. I knew what the topic
You
was.
do it. You knew what the topic was off
Yeah.
top. So
it's just different, man. Because with Zeke's been behind that line the whole time. Saquon, you put Saquon behind that line. What is he? So what are we really comparing? Are we going to compare his numbers? Well, it's kind of hard to compare numbers considering the fact those two totally different teams.
Yeah.
They don't. The offensive lines are just completely different. Shut your ass up. That's how you get on TV. See, you want me to get back to my regular self? I'm gonna get back to my regular self. Leave me the fuck alone. Sorry,
Wow.
sorry, gentlemen.
Go ahead, you got it.
So it's just different, though. I mean, they're two different things. If you're gonna ask me who I would probably want to start my team with,
Even though those are two different questions, but I'm gonna go ahead and let who
I know. I mean, because you can't really compare the two because they play on two separate teams with two different offensive line. If I take Saquon and put him on Dallas's team, he's going to be a better running back.
But see, that goes back to the old argument of who was the better running back, Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders. Yeah. So you got to pick it.
I was a Barry fan, so
it's Barry Sanders.
It's still Barry Sanders.
And maybe why I'm picking Saquon right
now.
No,
I'm with y'all. I'm with Barry Sanders all day. Like I think he's a better running back than Emmitt Smith
all day.
Any
it's
day.
My favorite all time running back.
But me, I'm taking Saquon.
Absolutely.
And your question, who's the better running back? That's just the question.
Can't hear Daniel. We can't hear you, bro.
I hear you just fine, Big Hoss.
I can't hear him.
Can you hear me, Q?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, you good.
So
yeah.
The question is just who's the better running back?
Yeah.
Saquon.
Easy. Just like that. Dang. So why is everybody picking? I mean, I'm picking Saquon myself because I just think he's more versatile than Zeke. Also, I think he has more home run speed than Zeke. Like Zeke is cool, but if Zeke's
durable, he's durable. That's the only.
That's the only thing.
Because I mean, Saquon's already been hurt. But I mean, what rookie that comes in right off the bat?
I can't remember what I need to leave and come back.
Yeah, leave and come back, Ralph. Yeah, leave and come back. Go ahead.
What rookie comes in the league and just goes for over 2,000 all-purpose yards?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean,
that's Marshall Faulk. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy numbers.
But I mean, Zeke came close. His rookie year, he was 1994, which for those listening, that's 1,994 yards.
And then you factor in home run speed, you factor in agility, you factor in offensive line, you factor in. I mean, now the Giants did have some weapons, but look at the quarterback. They had noodle arm Eli. So I mean, it's not really like they had to play. You know what I'm saying? 10 yards off the line of scrimmage just because he could throw it 50 yards down the field. I'm going with Saquon. The upside still with Saquon. Honestly,
absolutely.
With all the carries that I said Emmett. I meant to say that Elliott's got. He's really starting. He's going to start wearing down over time. He might need that year or two break. You see Le'Veon. I mean, he's playing behind a bad old line. He don't even look like the same guy no more. So
not at all.
So you got to give it to Saquon when you look at how good Le'Veon was, and then he went to a bad old line. And now he doesn't look like. I mean, he's looking like Frank Gore out there.
Damn.
But nah, I'm with y'all. What about Sean? He said Emmitt was a better all-around back. Emmitt was a great blocker. So do y'all think Emmitt was a better all-around back than Barry Sanders? I'm gonna throw it up to you first, B.
Barry Sanders?
Yeah. Emmitt was a better all-around back. So was he better all-around back than Barry?
Blocking, maybe.
That's what I was about to say. Because he can do one thing better, I don't make it all around better.
I'm still rolling with Barry.
Me too. I feel like Barry can catch the ball out of the backfield. I don't know.
I mean, again, let's take this into consideration. Barry's doing what Barry's doing with that terrible and a terrible line.
They only had two good teams his whole career.
Absolutely.
So he didn't even have a quarterback either.
Absolutely.
Right, and Emmitt's just running behind them horses back there. I mean, it makes a difference.
It does.
Those are the dudes that should be getting, all the accolades is those offensive linemen. Those are the ones that's opening up these lines and stuff for these holes for Emmitt and all those guys to run through. But they never get the respect they deserve. So.
Nope.
Well, I mean, they kind of got the respect because I think what was it, 3? I want to say 3, but mostly I think it was 2
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Famers. So I think they got the respect.
I'm just talking about in general.
The team in general. Look, they made the playoffs every year for that 10-year span, and Barry made it 1 year in that 10-year span.
Yep.
So I mean, they didn't even have a quarterback for 8 of the 10 years, and
and then on top of that, you got to look at all the weapons that Dallas had. I mean, you got to pick your poison.
So are y'all basically saying is that Zeke is a product of his team?
That's partly why
Partially,
he
he's
has
a
the
good running
yards.
back.
He had what 2,000 yard seasons. That definitely had a lot to do
So,
with the
so here's the
offensive line.
question, Q. If you take Zeke and you put him on the Jets, we still have a conversation.
Not at all.
You say
No.
Zeke and put him on the Jets?
Yeah.
He's
Not
getting
at all.
about 1,100 yards, maybe.
But I'm just saying. I mean, is he gonna at that point in time? Is he gonna be considered that guy? Are we? Is Zeke? Hold on. Is Zeke a $30 million guy behind the Jets line?
No.
I'm trying to
That's why
think,
they didn't
man.
want to pay Le'Veon that money.
Exactly.
It's not happening.
Gates didn't even want Le'Veon for that money.
No.
It's not real.
I'm just trying to figure out because based on what everybody's saying, so then is Zeke an elite back then? Because it just sounds like that he just benefits off of having a great team and a great
Now,
line.
I mean, let's not take away
Yeah,
like
that's
Zeke's
not
just a
like he's
trash running back.
I-
Let's stop right there.
I'm
You know what
just saying.
I chose Saquon just because like we said, I see a better upside with Saquon, more speed, more agility. You know what I'm saying? But he is a product of his offensive line, just like Tom Brady's a product of the system with New England. I mean, it's just part of it.
Here we go.
I mean,
I mean, if we just go back to any team, we can just
True.
pick players. If they wasn't on the team that they
If you
was
swap
on, they
Kevin
wouldn't have
Garnett
the
and
chance.
Tim Duncan,
Come
Tim
on,
Duncan
man.
wouldn't have
That's
any
what
rings either.
exactly, man. I mean, we can talk about it.
So let me ask you this, Q. Who is the best all-around running back in the league today?
Ooh,
that's a great. That is.
It's very easy. It ain't hard at all.
Yeah, I know who I'm gonna go with.
I'm gonna go with Ronald Jones down in Tampa Bay.
Man, shut up.
Okay.
I can't go with my guy.
I'm going with the white boy.
I'm gonna send this out to
I
you.
mean, yeah,
I'm going with Christian
I was
McCaffrey.
gonna say it's easily Christian McCaffrey just because you can do so many different things with him, and also he can tote the rock. And
For sure.
the Carolina Panthers, they don't have an elite offensive line. Dan, you probably might know this better than I do. I think their offensive line was ranked by Pro Football Focus like 20th, but you might want to double check on that. So the things that Christian McCaffrey was able to do with the Panthers, and that's what I mean. Like, if you put Zeke on a regular smegular degular team, is he still that guy? Because Christian McCaffrey, you can see that you can put him on any team and he's gonna shine. Saquon, you could probably put him on the Broncos and he would probably kill. You see what I'm saying?
It also
What?
depends on your play caller too.
Well,
Why you have
that
to
too.
the Broncos,
My
though?
bad. Hold on, we got a guest that wants to get in here on the conversation, fellas.
Oh.
Let's go.
Oh.
Let's go. Yes,
Hey,
sir.
girl, how you doing?
Hey.
So for those who are listening and can't watch via Facebook and YouTube, Miss Natasha Gransberry from the Gransberry Chronicles decided to hop on the show with us today. How you doing, Miss Natasha? Okay,
I'm doing well. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. It might be a slight delay on your
Oh, on my video? Well,
Yeah,
then
a
I'm
little
come
bit.
back because I want to
Okay.
get Charles real good.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll get you out of here and then come back so we can get you on Charles. So,
She said
Charles,
real good.
let's see. Get to some of these comments. So, William Sweat says if you put Saquon on the Cowboys, he's rushing for 2,000 yards
Easy.
every single year.
Easy.
Nah, so I agree with that. But
But I'm just saying, but with that conversation, who's the best back in the league though?
no, I'm gonna go with what
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey, easy, hands
It's not
down.
a question. It's not even a debate.
Nah, I think Christian
It
McCaffrey.
was my guy. It was my guy, Gurley, but the knee. So now it's McCaffrey.
Easily.
Yeah.
Let's get some of these questions. Zeke is a horse. He would get 4+ yards per carry. But Sean,
Not on the Jets.
no. I'm assuming that he's talking about running behind the Cowboys. If you're running behind the Cowboys,
Okay.
it's easy to get that
Okay.
behind that offensive
Yeah.
line. But if you're running for, let's say, the Miami Dolphins, you're not getting 4+ yards per carry with the Miami Dolphins. So
No, sir.
So
No,
back to what Charles' question was: if you had to start a team, who would you pick, Saquon or Zeke? Daniel.
Shit, same answer for me.
Same answer. The upside is just much greater. So I mean,
Absolutely.
So let's see. Jarvis Torres said, "Y'all don't disrespect Zeke like that, man."
It ain't no
it's not that
disrespect.
he's weak.
It's
I don't
not
think that he's
disrespect.
weak.
I ain't say nothing bad about Zeke.
No, I don't think nobody's saying Zeke is weak, but I just don't think he's as good or as great as everybody makes him out to be. He's more of a workhorse back, which is he'll get you 3 and 4 yards. I don't see Zeke busting out 60, 70-yard runs potentially. With Saquon, you got that home run hit just about every time he touches the
Every
ball.
time, man.
So I don't think I think everybody's pretty consensus that it's Saquon easy, man. But anyways, with the franchise tag coming and going for you had to sign. They signed Dak to the franchise tag for this year for $31.8 million. They could. What'd you say, B?
He ain't worth it.
Hold on. I'm gonna get to that. B. Hold on. I'm gonna get to that. So they didn't get a long deal done in time. The Jones brothers said that they went to Dak with a deal at the last minute. Dak said no. I think that's a lie. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So no deal for Dak. B, since you already commented on this for a little bit, whose side are you on? Jerry Jones saying we not gonna give you that much money, or Dak saying I am worth that much money?
Get me last. I got to take something out the oven real quick.
Okay.
What are you doing? I mean, wait a minute.
I mean, he coming in half naked, and then he going to get brownies out of the oven. Like I don't know what's going. I don't know. He's fixing pizza rolls and stuff, doing me a show. But anyways, B, whose side are you on? Jerry Jones or Dak Prescott?
Man, but you're always gonna like Dak because Dak. How can I be mad at Dak for trying to get his money? He wants to be paid like all the other guys, so I'm never gonna be, mad at Dak for that. But if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm not paying that man $30 million. What has he done? Okay, he won. What he won? What was it, the NFC?
Two division titles. Two division titles. Rookie of the year.
Who's
that's the market though.
I get it. I understand it's the market, but if I'm Jerry Jones and I look at Dak, I'm gonna ask one question: is he the future of my team? And if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm probably gonna say no.
That's why he didn't give him what he wanted.
So you don't.
I like Dak. I like his leadership. I like a lot of things he brings to the table. But when you look at all these other guys that are out here that's making that type of money,
right?
Those are different ball players and different caliber of quarterbacks.
Let me stop right there. When you say different kind of guys, you mean guys that you can put them in any system and they will make your team competitive. Like you can put them on, for instance, I know I keep bringing this up. Say Cincinnati Bengals. You can put Aaron Rodgers on the Cincinnati Bengals. They might not make the playoffs, but they'll be competitive. That's basically what you're saying, right?
Aaron Rodgers is an elite quarterback. Let me give you a quarterback. Jared Goff, you gonna put him on the Cincinnati Bengals and they're gonna be successful?
But I don't look at. But see, here's my thing. See, I don't look at Jared Goff as a gentleman that should have gotten that money.
Okay.
Jared Goff got that money because they were winning.
Yeah,
I got you. Won?
I got you.
That's all I'm saying.
A couple NFC East championships.
But the
I know.
He ain't took him to the Super Bowl. He ain't done nothing. Now again, Jared Goff didn't take him to the Super Bowl, right?
Chill. He was a starter.
What he said? Chill.
It was the other guys. It was the defense, right?
Come on now.
Todd Gurley, they took him to the Super Bowl. It was that zone read offense that took him to the Super Bowl.
It was really C.J. Anderson.
Talk to him.
Yeah.
But then when you look at Dak, he's won the NFC East, but what else? So whose side am I going to be on?
Yeah.
I'm always going to be on the player side from the perspective of them going to try to get their money. But if it's between those two in this situation, I'm on Jerry Jones' side.
Are you going with Jerry Jones? Okay. All right.
Hey, T, how you doing?
Can you hear?
Wait. So, guys, I have something for him. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Daniel, can you hear her?
Yeah, I can hear her.
Okay, go ahead.
Because earlier, just real quick, somebody heard you tell me to shut up. She said, say it again.
Oh.
My mama said, say it again.
Hey, mama, girl. Hey, how are you?
She said, said, talk to her daughter like that again.
Oh no, I mean that's my heart right there. I you know, it's just brotherly sisterly.
Yeah, get them hands juggling. Yeah.
It's just brotherly sister love. I mean, I ain't got
Yeah.
love for my girl.
Wow, she got mom.
She brought out Mon Dukes on you, boy.
Oh man.
You better know who taught me.
Shout out to Mama Gransbury making an appearance on the show.
Yes, sir.
Oh
So
man.
I heard what y'all was talking about, and I'm on Jerry's side too.
Okay, why you on Jerry's side?
I mean, at the end of the day, when you're trying to pay that kind of money, you got to be sure. You just have to. And at this point, Kirk Cousins done already set the standard that we'll pay you that franchise tag fee before we waste money signing you to a long-term deal that we can't take back. Right. I mean, people talk bad about Washington for doing it, but now look at Minnesota.
And look at Washington.
I mean, and look at Washington. I mean, at the end of the day, they don't have it all figured out, but they're not stuck with that contract either. So, I mean, we know Haskins, that the other problem is the quarterback rate is going up and up and up. And so, do you want to pay somebody that amount of money who can't give you enough production? In fairness, this is the Dallas Cowboys, and they are a brand separate basically from every other team, whether they Super Bowl contenders or not. And when you pay to be the top QB for that team, you're paying for the brand association too. And I don't think that he's ready to relinquish that to put him like right under Mahomes now. I mean, he lucky if he get close to Wentz, and that's really because of the way the numbers are going, not because of production.
I'm glad you said that, Tasha.
That goes right with Reginald.
Yeah, Reginald Brown. He said, "So what about Carson Wentz?" Y'all say Dakota doesn't deserve a big contract. Dakota, I know he called him out as government.
My God.
Did Brokeback Wentz deserve his money?
Wow.
Here's the fact to that.
My God.
At the time when he was able to negotiate, he sat at an outlier to be able to get that number. Dak, the more production he gave us, it went down. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Wentz's issue was more injury, and they changed his team. Dak, everything that we said he didn't have, they kept giving him, and his production did not go up.
But they gave him that contract in a year that he got hurt, so that lets you know that's disrespectful to Dak.
That's a different team.
They just have more confidence in Wentz than Jerry has in Dak.
You can't even say more, though. We're talking about two different organizations that run their situation totally different.
You're talking about a guy that ain't finished but one season, too.
Hey, well, I guess they said he was worth their money. I mean, they don't have the Dak issue.
That's a little bit of confidence. You're going to give him that money, and he might not.
I'm not saying they lack confidence in Wentz. I'm definitely thinking they have confidence in him. Right. I'm saying their confidence is not the problem of Dak.
Okay.
That's my point.
So what about you, Daniel? Who side you on, Jerry Jones or Dak Prescott?
When we go through this situation, I always look at who is he not better than? I mean, so you got your top, you might pick 12 guys ahead of him. No, you might pick 12. If you can name me more than 12, yeah, you might pick. And then when you get about 8 through 12, it can be a toss-up, really. It's not like a big, large marginal gap between the two. So, I mean, you got to look at that too. But I think for real, the real reason why they didn't give them, they franchised them, is because now they have Andy Dalton for so cheap. Yep. And if you look at Andy Dalton's production on way worse talented teams, it's just like, if he don't play or if he decides to sit out, do whatever Zeke did, we still got him. He can at least give us 22, 23 touchdowns. We got all this talent. We can still go 8-8 with Andy Dalton. We don't need to pay somebody $30
million. And a new draft class.
Yeah, they got CD Lamb now. They added a lot of pieces on defense. So, you know what I mean? I don't think that I would pay anybody 35. What's he want? 35, 37
Not million? Anybody. You don't want to pay Dak.
You want to pay Dakota?
Dak, I mean,
Dakota.
I'm not paying any quarterback in the league besides the top 3 guys $37 million, honestly. Because I know when you pay those 3, If we down by 20, we still got a chance to come back. Dak Prescott down by 20, the game's over. Yeah, it's over.
So
and all that
well,
challenge.
I know my guy's getting more than 20, so.
Let me get to some of these comments.
How you feel about that, Ralph? I mean, everybody beat up on Dakota.
I know.
I kind of agree with y'all, though. Honestly, I mean, I agree that
What?
I know Dak's your guy.
Dak's my guy, but at the same time, we talking $37 million a year. I mean, come on, man.
That's
I mean, you have to
right.
be realistic about it. I mean, I think he should get paid, and I'm like, legend. I'm never gonna argue with a man who's trying to get his money, but at the same time, 37, I think is a little bit high. And at the end of the day, I think because the markets continue to go up, I think Dak will eventually get his money. So we'll see what happens.
So
let's. Hey, wait a minute, Ralph. What did you rank Dak last week?
I think he had him in top
like
5. Yeah, he had him in top 5 last week.
Tasha, let me ask you a question.
Oh, now you want to ask me a question? Please do.
You want to ask her a question? Now you want to ask
a question. So, Deshaun, how much you think Deshaun gonna command?
Low 40s.
Low 40s. Do you rank him higher than that?
Hell yeah. Now, I don't rank him above Russell. You know what I mean? I don't have him above Russell or anything like that. But I mean, hell yeah.
What do you rank him?
Hold on. Go ahead, Tasha.
Do you rank him
top 10? Well, y'all
10?
did the top 10. I didn't have him in the top 10.
Okay,
he was like a bubble. I had him bubble 11, 12.
Okay.
Because I typed down in the comments like, no.
So Ralph, you feel that Dakota is better than Wentz?
He might be less injury prone.
Yes.
Less injury prone?
I don't like Wentz.
Because that's about.
I'm not a big fan of Wentz either.
I didn't like Wentz. I didn't think we like him.
Do you think that they're better? I don't like either one of them, honestly.
But hold on, if you had to take Dakota,
I'm going with Dakota. I'm going with
Dakota.
Yes, sir.
I would too, because at least he's going to be on the field.
Yeah.
You going to take Dakota too? You going to take Dakota, Tosh?
Over Carson Wentz?
Over Carson Wentz?
Who's my running back?
That makes a lot of sense too.
Yeah, it does.
That depends.
Yeah, it makes
honestly, because I gotta know if he gotta throw the ball further than 5 yards or not.
Oh my God!
Or if he got to throw it 30 times.
That too. So let me get to
independently pick him.
Let me get to some of these comments real quick. Let's see here. This one is from Jarvis. He said, after this year, Dak is going to get more. The weapons he has around him will make him at least $3 to $5 million more per year, opposed to a contract he would have got this summer.
That's what I said. I think he's going to get paid eventually. He's going to get paid eventually.
Let's see here. Let's get some more. And this one is to Tasha. This one is from Reginald Brown. He said, hold on. When did Wentz's team get changed?
Who changed his team? He's talking about when I said, when I was talking about injuries and defense and things of that nature, the team was not the same from the year after the next year. They weren't the same team after Foles won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
No.
So in their receiving core, they had tons of injuries that year too.
Got you.
Yeah.
Besides him.
Yeah.
So that's what I meant by that. I don't mean like they lost in free agency. They had a lot of injury issues.
Man, so hold on, man, these comments are coming in.
What he about to do? He about to start defending them? I mean, do it.
This is from Larry Stark. He said they gonna pay Dak in Kool-Aid points.
That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. I think the problem for Dak was if he signed this summer, they were gonna pay him less than the franchise tag, and at that point, he might as well wait. Because the cap will go up and the market will allow more room. It's a business game at this point for him.
Yep.
I just don't think that Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys view Dak as a long-term.
They didn't. And that's why they didn't pay him.
And I don't think they will next year. I just don't.
Jarvis asking y'all about the top 3. We done did this like you got to keep up with his show, man. He done this like already.
Hey, I like that.
We already know Mahomes number 1. You need to
Russ is number 2 and Rodgers is number 3. It's easy.
Right.
Oh, right.
Everybody played around with 3
Russell.
and 4.
Russell Wilson's better than Aaron Rodgers.
1 and 2 is pretty much solidified.
Russell
Wilson is better than Aaron Rodgers.
Come on, Q.
Now go ahead. I'm gonna let you handle that,
Bro,
B.
you heard what I said.
We're
You
not
heard
having
what I
this
said.
discussion. We're
You
not
heard what I
having this
said.
discussion.
Talent wise, he's not. But production wise, he is of recent. Talent wise, he's not though.
Not even close.
Man,
Not even
Russell's
close.
better than that.
I like Russell though.
I just say I like him.
You can't argue.
He said that the man was better than A-Rod. And
That's what I said.
You stand by that, Ralph?
Damn right.
This is the person like the Denver Broncos.
Okay,
who's your team? Mahomes, Kansas City.
Well, yeah. You know, I got
exactly.
Is that really his team though?
No, that's what I said.
No, that's not his team.
I ain't think so.
That's not his team.
That's not my team.
You a Bears
But then
fan,
don't
right?
act like
Right.
it.
Well,
You change.
I'm a Mahomes
I mean,
fan.
who wants to talk about
You
Mitchell
can't
Trubisky?
even get the name out right. You can't even get the name right. You
Because I call him Mahoney. I call him Mahoney. That's why.
Hey, who would want to sit around and talk about Mitchell Trubisky? I understand.
Exactly. Talk about it. Talk
You
about
ain't
it.
got Cam Newton. You want to take Mitchell? He's trash. You took Mitchell Trubisky over Deshaun, over Patrick Mahomes.
Talk about it.
Come on, man. And you want me to root for them? I can't do it.
I mean,
That's your
dirty
team.
bear. I mean,
Y'all was all right
been
2 years ago, though.
hibernating.
Huh?
Yeah, y'all was hibernating.
Y'all was all right 2
They
years
still
ago. Though.
hibernate. They're going to continue to hibernate. That's why they ain't going to never win nothing because they don't know what to do. Dumb ownership.
Poor B. Poor guy.
I'm good. I got my Lakers. So I'm straight.
Our Lakers.
No.
Our Lakers. Me, you, Daniel, Tasha, our Lakers.
Is she a Lakers fan too?
Our Lakers.
No. I'm very clear. I'm very clear.
Hold on.
I'm a LeBron fan.
Thank you. Q,
I
just say
stay in
it.
my lane.
Well, hey, look.
Just say
I stay
it.
in my lane.
We're going to cut this half of my
Q.
screen off because y'all not
Please say
Lakers
what
fans.
she just now said. You are a LeBron fan, not a Lakers fan.
I ain't got to listen to you. I say what I want to say.
That's what I thought too.
Hey, Ralph, he a Dwight Howard fan too.
We're not going to do this today. We're not getting ready to do this today.
He never told you the story about Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard told you he was gonna come to Lexington and punish him. He never tell you that story.
I'll tell you that later time, Tasha.
Oh yeah.
And yeah,
That's real
That's
talk.
real talk.
You got.
That's real talk right there.
It ain't make believe. It's real.
Don't worry, Tasha. Don't listen, Tasha. For people who are listening,
My hair just raised up on my neck.
I'm not lying.
See, look.
Ask Petey.
Before the show goes off track, Tasha.
You cannot let down my tall skin. Listen
to what I'm trying to tell you. I'm breaking it down like a fraction.
We had his back though. It wasn't everybody go down.
The way B's explaining it makes it seem like he making it sound like it's something totally different because Dwight Howard has a tendency to be a little, So he okay. Okay. So
I wasn't thinking like that.
I
know what B was going.
I'm with you, Daniel. Yeah. So Tasha, I'll break it down. I'll break it down real quick for the people who are listening. The Dwight story is that I think it was when was he with the Wizards? Was it 2 seasons ago or 3 seasons? Two seasons ago, right?
Yeah.
So Dwight Howard was with the Wizards, right? And he was talking about how he is now working on a 3-point shot. So I took a picture of Dwight Howard shooting a 3-point shot and posted it to the Beyond the Game page. Make sure y'all follow that on Instagram.
Hello.
So I posted it on there, and I forgot what the caption was, but I said something about him shooting a 3-point shot, and I tagged Dwight Howard. Well, this joker writes me back.
Came for his throat.
And, talking about, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to see me or something like that. And I was like, no, I'm just talking. I was like, I included the show, right? I said,
you did a week.
Hold on.
Publicity for the show.
So I said something about, we such and such. He said, no, I'm talking to you. I was like, okay. All right. So ever since then, they say Dwight Howard's looking for me.
He was looking for you.
Yeah. So
he gonna put you in that boat.
Next time, stand up. Tell him you'll leave him a ticket at the airport. Come on.
Hello.
I'm gonna edit this out and tag him in it. It's whatever, Dwight. You know why I'm at.
Tell him you gonna put him in that post.
I'm not fooled. I'm not.
And B Legend gonna show up in his hat for you.
Y'all sure am. And my video
it's gonna be the Lucky Leprechaun joint too.
The lucky. I don't know where the hell this show done went to, but
All
B
right,
brought
James L. Jones, chill
here we
out.
go. B brought this to my attention. He said T Mac and who was it? Jermaine
Man
O'Neal. Yeah,
on me.
are
Yeah.
starting up their own sports agency right now. So, Daniel, I'm gonna throw this over to you first. Do you think we will start to see more retired players start up their own sporting agencies?
I think they should. I mean, it's a power move. Do I think that we will? It
Yeah.
just depends. I don't think like you'll see 10 out of every 12. You know what I mean? It's going to be limited, I believe.
Hold on, man. Who got all that brownie noise? Like, what's going on in the
Yeah,
background?
I don't
Like,
know.
He said
yeah.
Brownie Noah.
You know what you Danny over there cooking? That's smart.
so,
Ain't
but the question is, Daniel, will we start to see more retired players? I know you said they should, but will we start to see more retired players opening up their own sport agencies?
I mean, to me, I think it just depends on the players here and there. I don't think it's going to be the new trend. I think here and there.
What about you,
Yeah.
Ralph?
I'm not for sure. I mean, like Daniel said, I mean, it would be a good thing. It would be a good look, but
Come on,
honestly,
y'all.
I don't know if it's actually gonna happen.
go get on that stove.
I know you better go get them pizza rolls out again. But but Tasha, Tasha, what about you? Do you think we will start to see more players?
No. And the reason why I think it'll just be every now and then because that's not what every player looks forward to retiring. And then it becomes putting your name on it. So those are just going to be like your elite players. Every player can't put his name on an agency and it have some impact immediately. Like one thing I know for sure about Tracy is here in town he runs, a basketball league for youth. So he is intertwined into basketball. So this newer generation of basketball players, they're used to seeing him on the coach's bench. There's some familiarity with him. So if you start moving into that transition, then that works. But a player who's been out of the league 5 to 10 years, starting an agency and has no connection back at this point, that name won't have that firepower that we're looking for. So it'll still just be those big guys. Because Wade did the same thing a few months back, if I'm not mistaken. He attached himself, I think, with the agency he was working with before he retired. So I think it'll be a slow thing and it won't be consistently because I don't think every guy is looking forward to representing players either.
What about you, B? You had broached this conversation up. What about you?
I don't necessarily think that it would be a situation where a lot of players would do it. I think a lot more players would be looking to make power moves, whatever that would be, especially ones that make the big money. It's just like Bradley Beal. He goes and he's a minority owner of the Mets. LeBron and doing all the stuff that he's doing. Guys like that are making the big money. I think that they're going to be looking to make power moves. I don't think they're going to be trying to do an agency because that just requires just a lot. And I don't think that they're going to do all of that. I think there's only certain types of guys that can really probably pull something of that magnitude off. I mean, I can see a dude like Richard Sherman doing something like that because he's like a
Yeah,
intelligent dude. Like
it's
he's
very smart.
same dude that he negotiated his own deal. He didn't even have an agent when he went to San Francisco.
Yep.
Right. You would think that he's a face only if he ran an agency.
Yeah. So, and then, a lot of those guys, I mean, I think that they would probably try to partner, who would want to do that. Like Tasha said, I think they're going to be looking for faces to do that. I mean, I don't think that, LeBron is a face and he's a brand. T-Mac is somewhat of a brand. Some of these other guys are a brand, but most of these guys, they're not a brand. So if they did it, it would probably be more of a financial backing more than anything else. I mean, they wouldn't be out front with it because, I don't think their brand is just that strong to do something of that magnitude. So I just think that they'll be looking for power plays from a business perspective, things to get into a bet, buy, things like that.
I looked at it from a totally different aspect. I looked at it from with the climate of everything today. I looked at it as they're wanting to get more black agents in the game versus there's a lot of the stereotype is there's a lot of Italians and white people who are agents. I think you will start to see more more retired players do open up agencies just for the standpoint of getting more African Americans as agents into the game, because I feel like a lot of times we get represented by somebody who doesn't particularly know our thoughts and where we come from, so they can't really portray that to the owner or the GM the way we want it to be articulated. So I think they are trying to get more African Americans into the agency field. So do I think it will be a trend? No, but I think you will start to see more. It might like I said, it might not be the higher profile former players like T Mac and Jermaine O'Neal, but you might see your lower level NBA players start to open up their own agencies and start to get more black agents in there as well. That's the standpoint I looked at it from.
So I'm gonna tell you why I slightly disagree with that.
Wow.
Because nothing right now is keeping black agents from being in the industry. The problem is the players are not attaching themselves to those particular agents. There are several people that have one client and they've been agents for decades, because your certain tier of athletes, they're only going to Rich Paul.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you got a big cluster underneath that. They're only going to people in the business over 15 years. You know, your standard agents that we see on every ESPN show, or who gets all the calls and things of that nature. That doesn't mean that the other guys can't represent them. And shout out to OSMG Sports Agency, because my friend has been an agent for years and loyal to all his clients for NFL. And that's the prime example of somebody who keeps a player year to year, but not necessarily those guys in round 2 and 1 of the NFL, because those guys pretty much keep picking the same agents. But tomorrow, all of us can pass the agency exam and we could be in the business, but the player has to feel confident that we're there and comfortable with us and we look like them. You could be, similar background, but there's also a fear factor that they think they still have to latch on to the old school folks who can still make the phone calls. So it'll just happen slowly when we start to see other people like Nicole Lynn, when she started to get top agents in the NFL, those type of things and changes that you make, even though it was attached to Young Money, but the change of that dynamic, then you'll take more risk from these players who are not afraid. Because I think now we're getting more players too who didn't all grow up with their lights out.
Mm-hmm.
When you have players like Ezekiel Elliott, he came from a background where his parents could buy him a car in college. He wasn't looking for extra money to eat when the hall closed. So when you start to see a transition in the type of student that's attending college and being able to go to the leagues as well, you'll see a broader dynamic in the agents that they select. Or more people doing like Lamar and saying, well, I believe in my mama, and that's all it's gonna be, is me and my mama.
Right.
But to push back a little bit against that, I know you said that majority of the agents have a lot of the clientele, but that's what I mean. Like the guys who have their clientele roster for 15 plus years and have getting deals done for 15 to 20 years. They had to start from somewhere, right? Somebody had to give them a chance to do something. So why not for some of these former players start that agency and give some of these black agents into doors that normally, like you said, if we was to fill out, and apply for agency, we can't get in those doors. But if I got a T-Mac that's back in my agency, he can get me into certain doors to where I can talk to certain GMs now. I can maybe facilitate certain trades.
They all got to talk to you. So you have right on the backing. I'll give you the backing part. The backing part is, most people don't understand, the agent is paying for all that training. They get paid back from the player, but you got to have the money to finance that training. True. So you're right. You can use those players to finance that training. Because I can promise you dreams and hopes, and the GM has to take my call. If you going into the league and you being drafted, they're going to talk to your agent. They don't have no choice. But can you finance your player? Can you keep gas in his car? Can you keep him on that 6 meals a day meal plan for 3 months just to get drafted?
Yeah.
So you're right. So yes, for that part, the backing, but
yeah. So
we're gonna sign you up.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
We're on the game,
B
baby.
got the money. He gonna back us up. Jarvis says athletes right now should be doing what LeBron is doing, putting his close friends on and building those businesses that he attaches himself to as well.
I know some people doing that. I mean, some younger guys, they're going to, get educated in how to be a trainer. They go to the Vegas tournament when they have the summer league. But the problem with that is a lot of them, they become their friends that they were good friends with that go to the NBA or whatever. They become their agents, but then they don't grow from that point on. And that's just like, goes back to what Tasha was saying. So.
What about you, B? What are your thoughts on that? 'Cause I know you love LeBron.
I mean, I think if you go back historically, I mean, you got the David Falks of the league and some of these other guys. I mean, they probably went in and got with a big firm and worked there for years and, made the connections and then got with another guy that had the connections. And then they branched off and started their own thing. And that's how it grew. The problem is, I think it's a dual problem. I think number one is that, just some of the guys that, I know, I mean, they're like, well, they're not going to, I know he's in the business, but I just don't trust, him with my money.
Gotcha.
I'd rather, deal with this guy, because either A, he's been in it for 10, 15, 20 years. He can make that call. He's got whatever connections that need to be made, whatever. The other side to it is, and I've heard it. I mean, some of these guys say, I want to trust that black dude with my money because they think that they would screw their money up. When in reality is, we probably wouldn't screw their money up. They probably get money taken from them, and they don't even know it.
Absolutely,
they don't even know it because of.
And you're not really touching their money. I mean, my friend that's an agent, he don't touch anybody's money. His check comes straight from the team. And the player's check goes straight to him, or he lets the player cut his check. I mean, it's not even no money to touch. Those are finance people that are interfering with that end of it.
CPA.
So what are we saying? We don't trust our own? Is that what we saying?
Oh, there's a lot of that goes on. I mean, that's a fact.
Do you trust B Legend?
I do. He can be my agent.
Hell no.
To change hats.
He can get you what you said. He can get you to a lot of teams.
I agree.
But you also got to think about this big picture, right? A lot of these guys, in their defense, they go to school, they get their degrees, they get out of school and play professional sport. They don't have the business acumen. They don't know, so they just depending on these guys to run their businesses or whatever it is or control their money. And that's how, when you think about all these guys that have lost their money and lost their riches, because they don't know how to watch their money. They have no concept. They can't even read a P&L or a balance sheet. They don't know, even from an investment standpoint.
Yeah, I'm about to say no investing.
Say, hey, man, let's put a couple $1 million into this, and I can guarantee you that you're going to get $20,000 a month. Right. You say, okay, well, that's fine. But the thing is, all I got to do is make sure you get your $20,000 a month, and you're going to be okay. You're not going to question anything. Who knows that behind the scenes, I may be making more money off of that, but you don't even know it because you can't read it.
That's what saved Allen Iverson from being broke. Because he did that, but it was set up to where he couldn't touch it till he turned 40. So all the money he had made playing, he spent it all, but he still had like $80 million he couldn't touch till he was 40.
Yep.
So last topic of the day is, I'm glad, Tasha, I'm glad you hopped on here because I really actually wanted to get your thoughts on this as well. With the Washington team situation, you got the sexual harassment with the workers around there. And of course, everybody knows by now the whole team name change that's going on right now. Dan Snyder, they hit him in his pocket, so he has no choice but to succumb and change the team name to whatever the case may be. I don't know. Have any of y'all heard? Are they holding a contest? Like, what's the deal with the team?
I haven't even heard a name that they're going to use.
Yeah.
Right. So the first problem is kind of a legal technicality. A realtor went and filed trademarks for like the top 10 names
I seen that
you would even think. And so basically in hopes that he thought the team might buy one back from him.
It's crazy.
And basically the team told him, you can forget it. I mean, come on.
It is.
Really.
It is
not
smart.
when you're dealing with Dan. Not when you're dealing with Dan. Dan had already held out all this time. He's not going to buy a name from somebody else.
Right. That does,
so
right.
That's part of the problem. They just, right now they Washington.
Yeah, the Washington team. So, Tasha, I'm gonna go ahead and let you have the floor on this one. With everything going on with Washington right now, because it is a lot going on. So please take your time with this. What are your thoughts on that whole situation that's going on? You can start with the sexual harassments and the non-disclosure agreements signed by the ladies. What are your thoughts on what's going on in Washington right now?
So it's split. I mean, if you ask me legally, I mean, you sign non-disclosures. I'm gonna ask you why if you sign them against your own interest. If because that's a personal choice, right? And each person has to make a decision. And secondly, I don't have enough concrete facts to put one side over the other. But as a woman, if I felt violated, I'm not signing an NDA
Yeah, that's
for
why I wanted to
nobody.
get your thoughts
I
on this.
mean,
Yeah,
everybody that I ever had a problem with in the workforce, I made sure the people that needed to know knew, and I wasn't hiding it from anybody.
It's probably some
And
money under the
so
table type thing.
right, and I think maybe the money might have cut off, but also when you start having issues, I mean, this happens anywhere. We can't just say this is a player coach thing. When we start having issues with bosses and subordinates sleeping with the same people,
Yep.
the whole office romance, that's not that's
So
not that it's over. I mean,
They
that's
got
not
money
even
though.
that's right.
They did a
It don't
special on
matter.
this on HBO.
what you mean?
So
Oh, you talking about payout money?
I mean,
You
just
talking
this
about
whole
settlement
situation.
money? Oh yeah, yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
not brand new. This was brought up years ago. I saw a
Okay.
special on it on HBO where they like brought in former cheerleaders, like maybe retired ones,
yeah,
compared how the whole process goes. I watched the whole thing. Yeah,
Oh
so
wow. Okay.
yeah.
yeah. So go ahead, Daniel. What's your thoughts on everything about the whole Washington situation?
I just feel like just like anything else, like the backstory on Hollywood, I just feel like it's part of the process, honestly. I feel like it's a lot of this going on, but until it leaks out, until somebody speaks out on it, you don't know about it. Like I said, I just
I
was
think it's a men's circle. I'm sorry. I
yeah.
mean, it's no offense. I mean, my thing is if you're a woman, who you reporting it to? Another man? Who in
Yep.
control? Another man? Who
Right.
writing a check? Another man? So I mean, at what point do you have an out other than
You
when the
don't. We'll just get
player
rid of you.
spoke out?
Oh, you got a
Right.
problem? I'll
So
holler at you. Bring in Tasha.
right.
You know what I mean?
So
And there's
Tasha, do you think NFL should put certain protocols in as far as I don't know if there's anything you can do about it to have HR or whatever the case may be to where there are more females in the workplace to where you can get this reported to because that's a good point that as a woman you report it to a man and he's just gonna tell Daniel Snyder or whoever is above him and they just gonna dismiss the claim and then nothing ever gets done about it. So is there anything the NFL can do for all franchises to put more women in position to where when they report these cases they feel like their voice is going to be heard?
I don't think we should just automatically assume a woman gonna report it. So I don't want to say that. I mean, I would give enough respect to a man. I'm just saying what usually happens when you use the general senses of Me Too movement. It's the individual man's opinion of did that go too far? Because if he didn't see that he would do it, then maybe it didn't reach the threshold absent touching you or asking you to physically do something, right? So I think what you have to do is do kind of like what they did with the domestic violence policy. You put a policy in place
Yep.
that allows for a reporting of situations and handling it, and then some parameters from there. Because absent that, these are individual corporations that have their own HR. So in order for it to be regulated outside of that, yes, but now you're going to run into the same problem. Are they going to allow Goodell to tell them what to do? Because they still feel like they hire Goodell for advice, not to tell them what to do. There's a
Right.
difference between telling me what to do
Yeah.
and giving me advice.
For sure.
What
For
about
sure.
you? What about you, Ralph? What's your thoughts on everything going on in Washington right now?
Man, like I kind of, I don't know. I really don't know, man. It's like whose side are you on? Like you said,
That's what
like
I said.
Daniel said the
Yeah.
story. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You got the woman trying to come back and bring it up and make it seem like it's something new. I, I don't know.
That's
Shit show. That's what
That's
I
all.
that's
That's
my
all you can say at the end of the day. I mean, you. I feel like
They're
it's
a
going
joke.
on everywhere. It's going on everywhere. I feel like it's always going to be something that's going on. Like she said, who are the women going to go to? Who are they going to report to? If we go down all the teams, I'm sure we'll have reports from every single team. So I don't know, man.
So
I mean, they might need to
Washington.
look at the Mavericks. Look at the Mavericks and see how they tried to clean up some of their
Come on,
internal
man.
stuff.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So B, go ahead, close us out. What are your thoughts on the Washington team situation?
Well, I mean, I just think overall, I mean, just like anything else, right? So all these different owners and different situations that have gone on. I mean, it's like, you know, if even, you know, 3/4 of this stuff is true, not even 3/4, even half or a quarter of it's true. Now you got to start looking at this thing, and they're gonna be starting to look at Dan Snyder and be like, you know, does he got to go? I mean, that's gonna be an issue. Now, whether it happens or not, I can't speak on that. But you know, depending on what comes out, I mean, and what turns out to be true, depending on the magnitude of it, what is true. I mean, I just think that people are gonna be looking for his head.
Do you think that we'll get a what's his name? The Clippers guy. Name slips my mind.
Sterling.
Sterling. You think it'll be not to this because Daryl Sterling has some racist remarks, but do you think it'll be in the NFL where they'll be like, you know what, we got to take this one on the chin. We got to get rid of him, and we have to make him sell the team.
With everything that's going on, I mean.
But my question, if Daniel said it was old news, how can it all of a sudden be something that gets him?
It's just dating back like 10 years, so.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Well, that's why I think you're gonna have to get with new policies and something in place, unless there's a scandal that they quote unquote missed.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's what got rid of the Panthers owner, right? The start of scandal and issues, but those were current.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, you can't keep rehashing what people have settled and NDA'd their life away to, unless there's something new underlying there. I think. Like even with other people, they get tired of paying. But if he's the one paying, I'm not co-signing it. I just want to be careful because, like I said, I don't want to start attacking people from the wrong side of it. But I do think you need some type of policy to break up culture. But I think it's hard for us. It's hard for us now. I mean, like I said, it's not even an NFL thing. It's not an NFL thing.
It's everywhere, man.
It's everywhere.
It's the billionaires club, man. I mean,
absolutely.
I mean, let's be fair. I mean, I don't work with billionaires, so my problem wasn't with billionaires. They was with everyday folks. So they wasn't even thousandaires.
They own these teams. They think they can do whatever the hell they want to do.
Well, I don't even think it will.
They feel they can do whatever they want.
I mean, they feel they can do. I mean, they feel they are untouchable, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, when they do get caught, you got to think they've done thousands of things they didn't get caught for. So I mean, they do feel like they can do whatever they want to.
Yeah.
I mean, some of this, listen, man. Some of this stuff is off the chain that's going on out here. Like even that Epstein thing, off the chain.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
Bro was on house arrest but gone.
not only that, Daniel, bro was flying everywhere.
Yeah.
Bro was in Miami. He was supposed to be like in Connecticut. You know what I mean?
But he got bread. He got the bread. They can do what they want. It's the same thing. Power is money. Money is power. So
absolutely, I agree.
I'm not saying that I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying that they're not going to get caught up. I'm just saying when you got power, you can just do whatever the hell you want to do. And I think it's going to probably be some of the same stuff here.
Yeah.
The only thing is that now, if it was something that was extremely, extremely racial, then it's a whole different ball game. Because in this situation, in this era, right now at this time, that wouldn't fly.
No, not in this climate.
I mean, you got to remember, they elected a president.
Here we go.
They elected a president.
Yeah.
that didn't give
a fool
nothing. Disrespecting women, just completely disrespecting women. The women were outraged by it, but then they voted for him.
Come on.
I mean,
and that's just an example of the man doing what they're doing in Washington and then paying the women and they're signing non-disclosures. It's like they're getting away with it. It's like it don't matter what they do. So I don't know, man. It's like, what do you do?
Washington is just cursed, man. They had a problem with the name. You got this cheerleading scandal.
Yeah.
Washington was also part of the little sting operation where they were setting up drug dealers, saying they were giving them free tickets.
I see that. Yeah.
There was one other thing they were doing. That's like,
wow.
Just get rid of Washington.
Move the team.
Just said move the whole team. Just throw the whole franchise
Imagine
away.
that. Imagine like UK calling you in, like, yeah, we're giving away season tickets. Everybody's in referee and and
it's a sting. Everybody setting you up. But anyways, it's everybody's favorite time of the show where we do the card game. Look at.
Hold on.
Okay. What
Here
be?
I go.
What
We're
be?
talking about AB too. We got to talk about
What be?
Ralph.
Okay, talk to him.
Ralph.
Legend.
What you did last week was
Yes, sir.
Look at Tasha. Look,
she's hilarious.
Look at Tasha's face.
And then he just pushed the button. And just
well, look, my guy didn't even come back. We didn't have contact with my guy for like 30 hours after that.
Next day, they didn't respond to no text.
Y'all crazy, man. New question.
New question. So just for that beat, thank you for bringing it up, Ralph. You go first. Pick a number.
Yes, sir. 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Same question, yeah.
Q.
Nah, it same question. I forgot what the question from last week was.
It don't matter.
We did.
We don't matter.
What was the question, Daniel?
No. Give him a new question.
Okay.
His day gonna come.
His day gonna come. So I'm gonna put it up there. I know y'all can't see it. If you could ask one person one question and they had to answer truthfully, who and what would you ask?
If I can ask, shoot.
If you could ask one person one question and they had to answer truthfully, who and what would you ask?
I would ask Donald Trump, is this really you?
Is this really you? Look at Tasha. You disappointed.
Are you really this crazy?
Hey, what more does he have to show you?
Are you really this evil? Are you really this?
Are you a racist?
My man is on national TV. He runs a country. He's doing it. He don't care, bro.
He don't give a good goddamn. So, man,
The numbers are up because we're testing him.
Shut the fuck. Every time we talk, it's just like shut the F up.
I'm sorry,
Every time.
Tasha. I'm
Every
sorry,
time.
Tasha. I do apologize. So, B, you up next, baby. What you got?
Oh man, we go 15.
Come on, Mike Epps.
2, 3,
Mike
4, 5,
Epps,
6,
okay.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh man, this is crazy. So I'm gonna put it up here. You probably, like I said, you probably can't read it or see it, but there it is. It came in focus. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
Damn.
That goofy laugh.
Jeez, that's big.
Man.
One thing about myself.
What would it be?
Stop thinking so highly of
And
yourself.
I could and I could get away with it clean, no issue.
No issues.
Being blind.
I'll be a whore.
What?
So you added something to you.
So you didn't change. Well, yeah, like Daniel said, you added something to your repertoire. So if there was one thing you could change, you would change. So basically, he's saying he's a nice guy, but if he could get away with it, he would be a hoe.
Wow, man.
Chaos and mass confusion. Shit, I go.
B Legends, the Redskins behind the scenes.
Hey, look, if I could do it and just get away with it, man.
Damn.
Let me not say B Legend.
And this is exhibit A of why women can't report it.
Now, talk to him, Tasha. Talk to him.
That's the option you would take out of all the things in the world. Not your income, not your facial bumps, not your blindness.
Wow.
Not your hair collection.
No, I mean, see, what I'm saying, CT, those are nice political answers. We won't get away from them.
Yeah, we gotta have the Uncle Skip, the Charles Barkley.
We want to get a little bit loose. You know,
Get a little bit loose.
I want to let unbutton the shirt a little bit. I'm just saying, man. Just try to have some fun in life, man.
Yeah, have a little fun. So
he said you want to unbutton the pants.
yeah.
I'm having fun with you. I'll send you a box of Magnums. It's
You know,
all good.
yeah, you know, well, T, I didn't say I was gonna do it. You said if there was one thing I could do and I could get away with
And
it.
my job would be to make sure you did it right. So I'm
See,
gonna do it right.
see, that's a friend. That's a friend right there. That's a friend.
I will make sure that you drop all my non-disclosure agreements.
This guy.
I wouldn't have no problem.
Andrew said, "I respect the realness, B." So Daniel, you up next, my guy.
Let's get it. Shit, let me go with
Don't be scared, D.
let me go with 22 like my hack. Go ahead.
22.
I can't think.
You would prefer me to be like Ralph and
11,
say,
12,
"But Donald Trump, is that really you?"
16, 18, 19,
Is that
20,
really you?
I wish I would have changed. I wasn't even thinking. I should have asked Kanye, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's what I should have asked.
Another
That's what
answer.
he said.
He ain't got no answer for you though.
He ain't got an
That's what I
answer for
should've
anything. Oh man.
Political rally where you just get up and rant for an hour.
So I'm gonna put it up here. I don't know if it's gonna focus in, but you
Look
know,
through one person's what?
yeah,
if
if you could look through one person's email without them knowing, whose email would you look through?
sheesh. I don't know if I can pick one person.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't know though, but
Whose email are we looking
who
through?
really looks at who uses email for personal use these days.
Okay, well you can say text
Sure,
messaging.
everybody.
Text messages.
Okay, put text messages then.
Man, let me think. Shit. It's hard to narrow it down.
I already know who mine would be for this one, and it would be real good.
But who email you look through?
Yeah,
Who you
email.
gonna look through, Q?
To be honest, back to what B was talking. Well, I think Daniel was talking about earlier. Jeffrey Epstein. I would see everything that was going on, all transitions, all conversations. I want to know.
You know what? I would want to look through somebody like Prince's email. See some of the shit.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Oh, that's hard for me to pick one.
Who you got, Daniel?
You gonna have to go to the Grams brand and come back to me.
I have to go. Okay. All right. I'm gonna let you marinate.
Good question.
You know what?
A good question.
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, you ready?
Okay, good. Okay, Miss Natasha, what you got? What number?
So I get 1 through 40,
1 through 32.
32,
Yeah.
8.
8. Okay. 2, 3, 4.
The great
5,
number
6,
8.
7, 8.
The greatest. One of the greatest.
Hello.
Who's number 8?
You know,
That's my date of birth.
Kobe Bean.
1908.
Bean.
All right.
Bean.
So
January 8th.
I don't know if it's gonna focus in, but I'm gonna put it up there. So your question is, what is something you hate but you wish you loved?
That's a tough one. I gotta ask that question.
What is something you
Come
hate
on
but
now.
you wish
You
you
gonna give us a
loved?
good answer though.
Whole ass dude.
You set it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
I just
Yeah.
what's up. That's why I laugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, because they usually funny, they fun, a good time, but they ain't worth 2 cents, 2 wooden nickels.
2 wooden nickels. As the great Bernie Mac once said, you ain't worth 2 dead flies smashed.
But you know, when you in that category, you don't get no damn what they think.
I got
that
two
too.
answers now.
That
I got
too.
I got the
Go ahead,
political
Daniel.
and I got the. Man, I'll probably go with.
I don't want the political. Nope, don't give me. Nope.
I'm gonna give you both of them. I'll probably go through Trump's text messages from back in the day to figure out how I can do all this tax evasion.
Okay.
And then my other one, I'll probably go through past the futures. Past the futures. I want to see all these little tramps he's got in there, man. See
Who? Past the future.
You know they call him past the future, man. She belonged to the streets.
Oh my God, this guy.
Yeah, man.
I got you. I got you.
So you want to look through future stuff to see what he got going on in there.
Let's see what he got going
He's
on. Man.
crazy.
Look what y'all doing, Natasha, man. Look what y'all doing to her.
Hey, but
I just gave the real answer. You like.
But my first answer was good though. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll teach the game to all of y'all, man. We be millionaires.
Hey, I like that. I like.
What's your number, Q?
Shoot, man. What number do I want to go with? I went with Vince Carter last time. I'm gonna go with number 5 for Shamon Williams. Played point guard in North Carolina. I don't know if y'all probably remember.
Yeah,
him,
I
but
know.
Shamon Williams, he
I
was
know
nice.
He's
To
I know
Hey,
you share R. Kelly birthday, but you cannot sing like him.
you know what? That's that fool right there.
He
Yeah,
sure.
ask one about that. Put a
right
text
there.
messages.
I would love to read his that fool right there. Oh boy, I sit up there, boy.
I didn't think about that.
I would actually sit down and talk to that fool.
Oh my
I
god.
want to know what was
Hold on. So hold on. Before I do this, he has a same birthday with R. Kelly.
no
You.
You?
Yeah.
name.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We gotta watch
No,
this guy.
no. I'm messing with him. In fairness, I do actually.
I
Do
know.
you really?
Okay. No, I was just gonna say that explains a lot if he had the same birthday. Yeah.
Robert is on.
I had the same
no, Robert.
birthday.
Robert's.
Same
Actually,
birthday.
R. Kelly and Elvis Presley have the same birthday.
That makes sense.
So I'm gonna put this up here. Y'all probably ain't gonna see it, but
Best day ever.
what would be my best day ever?
Don't say nothing lame like when your children was born.
Nah, I wasn't even
I
gonna
know
do
he
that
was
because
my first
that goes without saying. You know that's easy.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's when life got turned upside down. Hey.
Well, nah, the kids is never mind. But anyways, oh,
Good vibes
shoot.
only.
Good. Dang, it'll be the best day ever. I guess 2 of them would be for me. The first one, the best day ever, was actually that's kind of ironic. Was when actually today 2 years ago when we went to ESPN. That would probably say the best day ever. But the real best day ever, to be laid up with Rihanna in the bed somewhere butt naked. That's the best day ever for me. Look at she left.
Woo woo.
Hey, it's lit.
Well, she left. She told me not to say my kids, so I mean,
Alley, man. Well, she kind of.
Hey, that's whose email / text messages I was gonna say.
Oh man,
Y'all want
Dick
everybody
Rihanna?
text messages.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I don't want her text messages. I just want her. She can text whoever the hell she want to text. I just want her.
Oh, Rihanna?
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
Yeah, you gonna eat a bun too, ain't you?
You think I ain't? Cause I am. You think I ain't? Cause I am. I don't know what you meant. Oh man. But anyway, look, we done stressed Tasha out. I'm sorry, Tasha. I do apologize.
Yes, sir.
But
Hey, we can't stress Tasha out. Her birthday's on R. Kelly's birthday.
You can't stress that.
Yeah.
You right.
She probably got hella stories to tell us in the back.
I'm just saying, well, I ain't.
What's his birthday? I don't even. What's the day?
Who, R. Kelly?
It's January 8th. It's
Okay, you a
January 8th.
Capricorn. That's all good.
Both January birthday.
Yeah, come on, January 1st over here, man.
Okay.
Shut
I ain't got no
Oh,
gifts
what's
January.
up?
I ain't got no gifts January.
You ain't
mama-
like Tito rap. You
My mama's birthday's in January, so I'm cool with January birthdays.
My
So.
mama's
You
just
too
cool.
Q.
Yeah, what's up?
Out of all the chicks, why Rihanna?
What?
She is just like
That's what I was about to say.
Come on, there's some killers out here, rap.
to me, she's just on a whole nother level. Just her accent, her vibe, the way she moves, her swag,
Talk
just
about it.
everything about her,
Talk
dog.
about it.
It's like on a whole nother. To me personally, and this might upset some people, but I really don't give a damn. I would pick her over Beyonce, to be honest. Like she's just
Talk about it.
she's just on a
Oh,
whole
wait.
nother level, bruh. She's just on a whole nother level.
Walk on away.
But bye, we ain't need you anyways. Get on up out of here.
Walk on away. That's
Thank you.
disrespect.
Like if you was to look at
There ain't no way.
just Daniel, just look at body wise. Rihanna's body is way better than Beyonce's.
Nah, because
Oh.
when Beyonce got thick,
Yeah.
yeah, it was
Y'all
something
don't
else.
take the show to a whole
Yeah,
nother level,
yeah.
man. You in the
Man,
show, bro.
y'all.
Look, I like Rihanna.
I don't know, Q. What you think about that?
But she ain't the best thing smoking.
Who, Rihanna?
I think this just goes back to, because I wanted Christian Keys.
That's what it goes from.
So this is payback for me talking about Christian Keys. So I mean,
You said you would walk up.
I'm taking one for the team, and I'm sitting this one out.
She said what be? She said what be?
You want to walk up behind him?
Yeah, she said she was gonna walk. She wanted to walk up behind my guy Christian Keys. Yeah.
No, put it in context.
Go ahead.
Context. I said the stairs because he does this exercise every day on Instagram on the stairs.
Oh, wow.
And I said, run.
You would have got away with that though.
Run behind. I didn't never say touch him because I don't touch people.
I said touch.
Oh, okay, because I don't believe in touching people without permission. I said I would ask permission to kiss him.
Oh man.
What there somebody else that she was gonna stalk?
Huh?
Never.
No.
I don't use the word stalk ever.
Nah, it didn't come from you.
It didn't come from me.
It was a third person story, but I don't. This is a while back, so I gotta.
Oh,
Yeah.
because I don't believe in stalking.
No.
I've been stalked before. That ain't cool.
Not at
It
all.
ain't.
Nah.
Who's at your window back there, B? Nah, I'm just playing with you. But man, thank you everybody for tuning in to another great show of Beyond the Game, for kicking it with us. B, thank you for giving us time. I know you're a busy man. Daniel, appreciate you stopping by. Black Lives Matter, aka Ralph. I'm glad you answered the question this week, man. So I'm proud of you.
Oh, man, let's stay here.
Question from last week.
Oh, what was the question from last week, fellas? I forgot. And ladies,
Gotta go.
look at it. But
He can't tell y'all that regret.
Miss Natasha, thank you for coming on here. For the people who are tuned in, let everybody know where they can find you at. Miss Natasha.
At the Gransbury and never with a ass dude.
.com.
Lord.
.com. Everybody who is watching.
Never with a what?
What a whole
Buster.
Buster dude. you can also
a B legend.
A B legend. Wow. You can find us on all streaming platforms on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play Store. So you can look at previous episodes. You can also watch us on YouTube as previous episodes. Crazy, I don't know where this show is going to today, but man, we had a blast. We get ready to get on up out of here. We want you to treat somebody how you want somebody to treat your mama. We out of here.